Hello and welcome to another in our video series from Hard Sauce Systems, or HSL as we like to be known. This short video is part 1 of 2 on the topic of essential questions you need to ask about your data backup, security, and disaster recovery. In any discussion about data backup, security, and disaster recovery, we must start with defining the exact cost that the business will incur if a data loss or data breach is experienced. This is critical as computer system downtime is not always captured as a real loss in a dollar amount. Now, if you have a copy of our report, then you will see the next slide on page 3. If you would like a copy of this or any other of our free reports, please go to hsl.ca. Now, we have made a very simple cost of downtime calculator. You simply record the number of employees that would be impacted by a data breach. Now, this may include people on the manufacturing floor or service reps that cannot be scheduled to do the work. Next, you fill in the average chargeable time per hour for the employees. Now, this is the loaded cost that includes labor plus benefits. And then you simply multiply the two numbers and you come up with a loaded cost per hour per employee. The next box is where you play with different scenarios. Let's say you lose data for 6 hours, as shown in this example. The cost to your business would be $2,400. Now, not shown is the amount of possible revenue lost, and that needs to be a consideration. But the purpose here is to put a real dollar amount to assist you in determining what type of data backup and disaster recovery procedures that you want to put in place to minimize that number. Now that we have a dollar amount for a data loss or data breach, next we need to ask, if my server, and we realize not everyone has a server, but in this instance we're talking about a main computer or computers that are critical for your operation. If it crashes beyond repair, how exactly do we recover the data? This is where you need to write down the exact process. Usually this is done with your IT person or IT company, and we've done this many times, so if you're using a big name like Dropbox, Microsoft, or Google, you need to contact them for details. Now, this is an interesting part of the exercise, as many people may know that they have a backup in the cloud, but they do not understand the amount of effort required to retrieve that data until a breach occurs and they're in panic mode. Now, if you're using a big name company, ask questions such as, do they just give me a link to retrieve my data, or are they willing to guide me over the telephone? Now, how long is this going to take? Now, depending upon your internet connection, downloading large files can take hours. For example, I've seen a 65 gigabyte file take about 8 hours to download over a high-speed connection. Never mind the data, what about software programs? Where are the license keys? How do they get restored? Once you determine how long this process will take, use our downtime calculator and you can determine the estimated loss in productivity. Next question. If our building was not accessible tomorrow morning, can we easily access our server or computer systems? Now, we're just not talking about the weather. We can include emergency situations such as losses power, the transformer fire, or police or emergency activity such as a gas leak. So what happens? Do you have access to the cloud data backup? Now, if there is a cloud backup, do all the employees have that access? Do you have a virtual copy of your server or main computer available? Now, a virtual copy means that if your server or main computer goes down and not accessible, you can have a virtual copy including all software and data up and running in a few minutes in a cloud. This can allow employees to have remote access to data and applications quickly. In a few cases, we've had virtual servers up and running in just 10 minutes. Number 4. Do I get a report each day that the backup actually happened without errors? There should be a report that is sent to you or can be sent to you upon demand that shows the backup has been done and was completed without errors. Have we ever tested the backup to see if it's truly working? Now, we recommend that at least once a quarter, a file is selected by a client and they ask us to restore that file and compare. Now, this is a small verification method, again, to make sure things are working. We have seen cases where a business insisted that they were backing up a file folder every night, but when we reviewed the folder, it proved to be empty. The wrong folder had been backed up for the last 24 months. Now, this is a rare case, thank goodness, but things like this do happen. So, for peace of mind, test your backup. Now, that's it for part 1. We will continue this topic in part 2, and the video is found on our website or on our YouTube channel. And once again, if you have any questions or want more information, don't hesitate to go to our website, www.hsl.ca, or email us at info@hardsoft.ca. Thanks for watching.